What's up, guys? This is Sean Anderson, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about trusting God in the process. Check this out. So, one thing that I have had an issue in is applying the Bible to my life. Like, what does that look like? Like, I understand that God's there, and I also understand His provision, but like, how do you trust God in the process? So, I want to talk to you guys about three big things that I have learned, that are three takeaways that I would sum up like what I've learned in the past month and a half or so, as far as like following God and like doing this thing called life. And so first, I want to talk to you guys about identifying the lie and removing it. So first and foremost, understanding and having that knowledge in place is 50% of the fight. The other 50% is creating a plan of action and to be able to tackle whatever issue that is. So for me, I had to identify those mental barriers that was blocking me in my goal. Per se, with my job, with career, I do freelance photography and video, and I'm constantly being faced with things like fear and doubt. And so those are the two biggest things that I think I struggle with the most, that I think we all struggle with the most. Fear for people who are like, they're just coming up, and doubt for people who have been doing it constantly and they're not necessarily seeing the fruit of it. And so as soon as I like realized that, I was like, dang, like in my mind, I feel like I'm hustling, but I'm really not. I'm just like complaining. And that doesn't make any sense, because God is like, yo, I've given you eggs, I've given you flour, I've given you cream, I've given you like all these ingredients, and you want the cake. I made you for a reason. Make it. I have to remember my identity, and I have to remember who God says I am, so that I can walk from that place. And so approach everything from that sense of identity that God has given to me. And so that kind of leads into the next thing. Like, before we can ever move as believers, we have to understand our identity. We have to understand who God is, and we have to understand who God says we are. It's so important to not be married to the opportunity. Any opportunity that comes your way, whether it's a job opportunity, or whether it's a new project opportunity, or whether it's a new relationship opportunity. And so I had to like also be real with myself and be like, yo, is my satisfaction in these things? Like, is my satisfaction in the fact that I have 5 projects to do? That, which means that I'm gonna have like 5K. I wish I had 5K in the bank right now. I don't, but that's besides the point. One, I had to have a heart check. I had to be like, yo, like my satisfaction can't be in those things, because if I'm satisfied in those things, then I will always let my feelings and my emotions rule me, because those things will always change. My satisfaction have to be in what is eternal, in God. I have to be completely founded and rooted in God, who is eternal, so that when things get rough, I don't get crazy. You know what I'm saying? I finally had to realize that, and it made everything click. If God has told me this, and He says He's gonna provide for me, then all I have to do is trust Him. That was definitely harder than just saying let's do it. Once you jump, like once you take that leap of faith, believe that He really is your provider, once you really believe God at His word, then you'll see the fruit of your labor. Man, like, so I just started doing cold calls just to businesses, different businesses. And I already do that as a living. Like, I'm in sales. I've been in sales for over a year and a half, 2 years. And so I just started doing cold calls. I would get the most interesting calls. Like, oh, that's really interesting. You do video? Oh, well, that's interesting. We're actually having a meeting this week because with the chief coordinator of marketing, and we want to be able to do video because we're seeing that's more of a thing in 2018. Yeah, we would be interested. I'm actually going to be talking with him this week. What's your email? Like, small things like that. It's so encouraging to know that God is with you, and you know, you really don't have to worry. Like, honestly, it's God. There's so many things, so many distractions that keep us looking over here, finding our satisfaction in things instead of God. I say that just as a God story. Like, I want to be able to encourage you guys and to, trust God, like, for real. You only got one life to live. You might as well trust God. That's real. You only got one life to live. Why not trust God? What else do you have to lose?